Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to 2 Point Hospital. We're back in Roquefort Castle doing the 2 and 3 star objectives today. We've just finished the end of our last year. I thought we might as well run to the end because we were so close at the end of the last episode. We are winning Rising Star, Patient's Choice, Employer of the Year and Best Teaching Hospital. Patient's Choice for the first time. We've done a little bit of redevelopment here. So you can see I've done a lot of moving around, got it really looking good now. We've got plenty of places to sit, lots of decorative items, lots of entertainment and extra bits and pieces to keep our patients happy, and we are training a new batch of staff. Oh, obviously we've still got deaths happening, which is not amazing, but you know, we can cope with that. That's not too much of an issue. So what we're going to be doing today is just jumping ahead through various different years and hitting these objectives. We do have to cure 25 patients with monster Mishmash, capture 300 ghosts and cure 300 patients. Now the ghost thing's not too bad. We actually now have a requirement for a pharmacy, which is good. That's the first time we've had that. So let's put in our pharmacy. Now you're going to see where we're going to start moving into now. We moved a few rooms over here. I've also put in a news agent, and we're then going to continue the rooms going along this area here. So we've got our pharmacy in and we'll immediately queue up the upgrading of our drug mixer. Now, what we need to do also is get a research department in because we don't yet have one, and we could do with doing a little bit of research as well. So let's build one, and what we want to do is we want to try and frame it so that it kind of, we'll have it come down here so that it then levels off with the actual news agent there, and then we'll start running a corridor up there and then have some rooms come into this little cubby hole right here. Now for now we'll just put in some basic researchy based stuff. We'll not go too high tech on it because we don't want to see our money drop out. We'll put in a couple of things to boost the research power in here, like the supercomputer, and then we can add in a few servers and stuff as well just to top out that level at around about level 5. I think we'll go for, but again we're going for more looks over functionality at this moment in time. The research is just going to be a slow burner. It doesn't have to happen really fast. We don't need to make it look really out there and over the top, filling it up with loads of different stuff. We just want to make sure that it's got enough in for our staff to be able to do their jobs and remain vaguely happy in here. So that's all going in. We'll stick the coffee maker down as well because it just gives our staff somewhere to sit while they are doing it, and then that kind of stops them going out for a break. It helps keep them in those rooms as long as possible. And if we can find, I think we can actually use the wicker sofas in here. Or maybe it's just a wicker chair. Yeah, it's just a wicker chair. So we'll put a couple in here because I do plan on having a few research-based doctors coming in and working here. So we'll drop those down and then we can find ourselves some new doctors. Now I have just hired a bunch of doctors, so we do have one there available. We'll pop him down and just make sure that we can remove, again, all of those things so that they don't actually start working until we get them started on research. Then we'll gradually introduce more research-based doctors to the hospital. But we're looking pretty good, and we've got a fracture emergency here. We will take that on, and yeah, a couple of warnings for hailstorms and stuff. But our janitors are generally cleaning up the new space that we've moved into, and things are looking pretty good. And I guess all we can do is just continue on forward. What we'll need to do though is the first research project that we can get running will have to be something to improve the research, the reanimation chamber, and get as much of that underway as possible. We're going to have the doghouse patient wait as well because we can actually build that room as well. I don't think I have a template saved for this one, so we will have to put down a basic one for now. Minimum size is 4x4, so we'll stick it here, and for now we'll just put in the basic treatment area there, and hopefully we'll start bringing in some cash. That's all we can do at this moment in time, so we'll just continue the training. We will have to wait until we get a little bit of money in so we can get a guest trainer in there to help our junior doctors and student doctors become trained in research. But that's all we've got for now. I do have a doctor ready for training there in treatment level 2, and we will be able to have a staff member come in and help out with that. Yeah, so we'll jump ahead until we've made a little bit more money, and then we will proceed as according. Okay, so we are now at the end of another year. We've won Best Teaching Hospital, Employer of the Year, Rising Star and Patient's Choice again. So we're doing pretty well. We do have a staff challenge that I'm just going to quickly complete here before we move on. And I'll show you what we've done this year, because we have done quite a bit. So there's a lot to update you on. Things did get very expandy very quickly. Now, I just need to find somewhere to put this cactus. No, that's still not going to work. Can we get another one in? Oh, God. What about on the wall? Can we put something on the wall? We surely can. We can also put a rug down, actually. We'll do another rug. There we go. Done. Excellent. Keeps the staff happy. Good. Now, we have added in a dehumidifier, clown clinic, another toilet, our surgery, a chromotherapy, mega scanner, a Pan's Lab, urban mythology, and that's it. We've continued to expand our research and things are looking pretty good. We've got over our hospital value, so we're now at $4 million. We still need to cure 25 patients with monster mishmash and capture 300 ghosts, but we are killing quite a few patients, which, you know, it's not great, but it's helping us get ghosts, and we continue to get the spectres running around the hospital, so that's also something that we need to look at and focus on. We've also got plenty of stuff going on in here with our research. They are almost finished upgrading the reanimator, and then we'll have them get on with that, and we can upgrade that machine as well. So it's all looking pretty good. Again, like with this level, it is a case of just powering through, trying to get your cure queue looking really good, training your staff, taking it slow in the early stages. You can see our reputation is still terrible, and that's mainly because a lot of deaths and a lot of failure to treat patients, but also our prices are terrible at the moment. So we do need to keep an eye on that sort of stuff. We're going to train another janitor here in ghost capture. We'll bring in a senior janitor to do that, and then we've got another trainee here, junior assistant. We're going to train in motivation, and we'll have a janitor do that as well, just to save us a bit of money. And yeah, other than that, there's not a lot else we can do other than continue to train, keep developing. We'll jump forward again to the end of a year. I mean, this is probably going to be the format and theme of the episode for these 2-star objectives, because they are such lengthy objectives, and all I can really show you is developments that I'm going to make. Now, what I want to do is I want to mimic the kind of seating area and stuff in this area, so that our patients have somewhere to sit and relax, and we can adjust the temperature in there as well, because that's an issue, as this is an undeveloped part of the hospital. We've got a little bit of a nook here where things kind of top down and go into that little space there, and then we'll continue on along here. So we've kind of formed another part of the hospital, like another series of walls, to kind of make this a little bit more of a maze, shall we say, and then we'll go down into these corridors here if we do need to expand, but I can't imagine we'd need to do that right now. That's our cryomatic finish, so we'll start a brand new reanimation research project and upgrade the cryomatic. Another thing that I'm going to do, because I've taken on quite a few new staff, we'll get them all assigned proper roles and jobs in the hospital, so that we can have the correct staff working in the correct rooms. So let's dive on ahead to the end of the next year, and we'll have an update on the patients, ghosts and monster mishmash patients that we've got. We could also set up a marketing department and have that generate more patients for monster mishmash, but we did have an emergency in that, so that has kind of helped us. But you can see we've got plenty of money coming in now, so it might be time to reduce our prices just a little bit. Alright, so the next year has ended, and we've picked up a bunch more awards, including some first times here with Best Research Hospital and Hospital of the Year. We've also continued to win Patient's Choice, Rising Star Employer of the Year, and Best Teaching Hospital. Most prestigious hospital has eluded us this year, and no deaths of course, but we are getting closer. We've not had a death for quite some time now, and we are slowly eating away at those objectives. The only thing we've done this year is added some more training rooms. I haven't fleshed this area out yet, but we are going to do that now. So the first thing I'm going to do is pop down some benches. So we're going to make a nice little row of sophisticated benches coming all the way down here, probably in this direction here. Well, there's our first death of the year. That's not a good start, is it? So we'll put a few of these benches down, going all the way along, and then we'll pop some decorative items and maybe some bins in the little gap that we create in between these benches. Next up, we're going to then add in a couple more going down this area here, like so. We'll pick that one up, I don't want that there, and then we'll keep going. So it's you're getting that little bit of an idea. I'm trying to create more open spaces in here where we'll put benches, because then we can put vending machines and other decorative items on and around the walls. We'll get rid of that bench there, we don't need that. But yeah, that works there. Then we want some more benches in this little space that we've created here. So what we will do is we'll put a couple just on the wall here, and then another one there. So we kind of create a little bit of a... Maybe I don't like that. We'll move these ones here. We'll pop these two right next to each other, like so. And then again, along here, we've got a little bit of space again. We're going to add some more sophisticated benches in, going along this area, like so. Now, the training room, obviously, we're not going to need to use benches outside of that, but the hope is that these will then kind of move further across, and patients will queue up around about here. Then we can go to our decorative items, and we'll add in some plants just in these gaps. And then areas where we don't have plants, we will be able to put in extra bits like bins and stuff. So over here we can have a little bit of a mishmash here with the yucca going in these gaps, and then we'll add in the bins in those other spaces. Next, we want to add in some food and drink. We're killing a lot of patients. I don't know if you're hearing that, but yeah, that's not good. But that's fine. We'll cope. I have reassigned all of my staff members as well, so they all have dedicated roles, and they're going to continue to upgrade and gain experience and stuff. So it's not too much of a worry. It will take time for these things to work out, but eventually we'll get there. I'm going to put a couple of luxury drinks machines in there as well, and then some luxury snack machines. Salty snack machines are also good to put in because they'll make your patients thirsty, and then they will eventually go and buy some drinks as well. So a salty snack machine with a decent combo of some sort of other drinks machine nearby is always a good one to do. We're also going to put in some arcade machines for some entertainment. And once they go down, we can look at other things that will improve the look and feel of the hospital. So some nice trophy cases and stuff are always good to put down, and displaying our lovely awards that we've won. Then we'll put in some magazine racks, which again just add another form of entertainment. Telephones, we like using the telephones here. They just add a little bit of flair, and patients will use them from time to time for entertainment. Maybe to ring home to complain about the fact that there are ghosts everywhere. Who knows? Does anyone believe that the ghosts are anywhere? Well, you'll have to come and see for yourself, won't you? And a test your strength machine we'll put in as well. And then the vanity chamber, which I've just started putting in because I think they're a really cool little feature. I mean, who doesn't want to go to a hospital and get your passport photographs taken as well? Gum dispenser and the dipping duck. No, we'll put a gramophone in the corner here. I don't know why, but you know, let's do that. And the gift shop we'll also place in because we've got a assistant here who can work in it, and we'll have them go in between the two depending on when. I don't know why you'd want to buy stuff from a gift shop at a hospital, but you know, stranger things have happened. Then we'll go to our what do we want? We want some bins in now, don't we? That will be the next kind of step for us. So we'll put the big bins in, and we'll get them in these little spaces that we've created in between our benches where there's no plants. Cool, right, that's good. And next, before I start finishing off the decoration, we want some radiators in here. So we'll go with large radiators, and we want to try and get these on the wall. So let's put in a cactus down here. That again fills in most of that space in green, and the rest we can put stuff on the walls. So this is why I've now started adding in the chairs kind of in the middle of the space. The orrery always looks good. Now, does that actually give us... Yes, it does. A nice decorative boost there. Now, this space is going to be a little bit more difficult to work out. I'm going to put the bust over here. That should fill in a little bit of space, and then the armless statue can go directly across from these, and that really does help to fill that one out. Mount Facemore always gives a really nice boost. That is a big area that fills out, which is always good. Now, the ex-lizard, we've also completed the Cheesier Gubbins research project, which has actually given me an achievement. That's a new one. An achievement, shall we say. Terrible, I should stop. I'm not going to say that ever again. That was one of the worst jokes I've ever told. We'll get some posters up that kind of indicate the rooms that are going to be going on around here. Barking Mad I haven't actually seen, even though I've been demanded to put in a room for it. So that's an odd occurrence. I'll sneak a cheese water canvas in there. Excellent. There we go. That's all done and filled out. And now we can put in a few posters in this general area just to hopefully finish it all off. Put some nice canvases on the wall. We've got some dead space here that we can sort out, but that's not too much of an issue, really. The dog canvas, I did not even realize that I was putting it outside the actual doghouse, so that's quite cool. Seasonal paintings we can squeeze in behind the newsagent, and you can see there's little pockets where it's not quite well decorated, but we don't mind that. It doesn't cause too much of an issue, and there's not really anything of a decent size that I would consider putting in here. I mean, we could put the fish enclosure right there. That fills in a bit of space, and a hat stand maybe. Will that go somewhere? We could potentially put it just outside this training room here. It fits in and does give us a little bit of a boost. Now, rugs and stuff, I could put down a space rug right here where these telephones and stuff are, but I prefer the space rug to look like this. So if it fits in, I can squeeze it underneath that pinball machine. Yeah, okay, that's good. I mean, the rug does not sit nicely there. We're going to get rid of that. But there we have it. Another area decorated and fully fleshed out. We've got some promotions to deal with. And yeah, more research has been completed. So we do need to start a brand new research project. So we will have them get the Cheesier Gubbins project on the go yet again. And yeah, we're looking pretty good. This room here, Reanimation, we could do with improving the prestige in there, but for now let's queue up some training. So we're going to go to our staff tab and have a look at what staff we've got due for promotion. We do have some general researchers, but general diagnosis trained doctors, but none of them are quite ready for promotion. And what I'd like to do is I'd just like to wait a little bit until I've got at least 2 just to help me with the training. Okay, so end of another year, almost a clean sleep, a clean sleep, a clean sweep. Anyway, what we have done is added in a bunch of other rooms here. We've got another 2 general practice offices. We've got a new pharmacy, another staff room here, but we have literally just been promoting, training, and doing a lot more. As you can see, we've cured our 300 patients now. We've got 13 of 25 with Monster Mishmash. We've captured 219 ghosts, and our hospital value has dropped. I have reset the prices to around about minus 10%, which will hopefully see us bring in money every month and slowly increase our reputation, which has now got back to great. But our price reputation is still terrible. Hopefully the minus 10% will see that price reputation slowly creep up. At the moment, our patient traffic flow is not too bad. I did also adjust our policies so that we have, if we just go back to our overview here, our policy is now 80% diagnosis threshold for treatment. Now, if you remember, that was 50% previously. And yeah, I'm also going to add in the fast track treatment decision. We're not going to promote staff automatically. We'll keep all of these. I don't want my staff to leave rooms when idle. I would prefer them to stay in there. So we'll have that ticked off, and there we go. Right, okay, we will continue on through this year, continue training. There we go. Big bunch of revenue, which sees our hospital value go up, and we've cured 10 patients, which sees us complete another staff challenge. So my plan is to continue promoting and training staff this year. Hopefully our cure rate will go up massively now that our diagnosis threshold is at a more acceptable level. And yeah, that's really good. The diagnosis threshold being low means we don't get those snarling queues at our GP's offices, because they're just getting to a certain level on their treatment and then being sent immediately for a potential cure. But that is where we run the risk, because as your diagnosis level is so low, the risk of killing or failing a treatment increases. Thankfully though, getting it to 80% will allow us to continue this treatment pathway without causing too much of a problem, especially with us having well-trained general practice doctors. We also continue to churn out research projects. I'm going to queue another one of those up, and that brings us in $45,000 every time it's completed, and we probably get through around about 2 of those a year at present. If I was to push the treatment or research power of the research rooms, I think it would be a lot quicker. You'll also notice that we've improved the urban mythology room and over here the reanimation chamber. We do have the doghouse left to do, which we'll be able to get round to that at some point, but other than that, everything is looking pretty good. We're on prestige level 5 for most of our rooms. So we're going to jump ahead again to the end of this year, where hopefully we'll have cured a few more monster mishmash patients. If not, I will definitely be running an ad campaign for that to try and bring more of those patients through, so that we can continue that treatment pathway and get that objective completed as quickly as possible. I'll see you at the end of another year. Okay, as you can see, no rising star and no deaths this year, but we have jumped ahead with a load more awards, including Employer of the Year. Again, we're doing very well on that, and our 10% kind of change, moving the prices down to minus 10%, seen our price reputation go through the roof, which is very, very good. Our general revenue, we're making over $130,000 in profit every month. Our reputation is great. Our hospital value of 6.4 million. We've cured 24 of those 25 patients, and we only have 28 ghosts left to capture. Now, we have added in another mega scanner. We've got another surgery, another fluid accelerator, and again, everything is kind of flowing pretty nicely. The GP's offices are going great. We don't have any queues, which is fantastic. And yeah, everything is looking really, really good. We got a load of training queued up, and I don't think I'm going to actually expand the hospital much more. We're going to be limited towards this little area here. We've got so much space that we can expand to here in Roquefort, but everything's flowing so nicely and the training's gone so well. I think this is going to be one of the easier levels to finish now that we got those initial setups, and I've certainly learned a lot from doing it this way, which was a little bit different to how I usually do it. Tanking my prices and just growing slow, refusing so many treatments, getting your reputation down as much as possible, allow you to have a low staff profile but train those staff up to the max they can. We have hired a bunch of new staff. We've got 10 janitors, 10 assistants, 24 doctors and 20 nurses. I am going to hire another doctor just to bulk that out and make sure that we have doctors trained across the board in various different practices, so we can immediately have a look at what staff we need to improve, and we'll do that. But I will come back to you once we have gotten closer to capturing these 300 ghosts. But we are looking very, very good right now, and I'm really, really happy with how things are going. We could probably do with adding in another GP's office, so I am going to copy one and put it down just to give us a little bit more freedom in our staff profile and allow those queues to prevent, like, you know, stop them snarling up, because we are starting to get little warnings here for like 6 queuing at this GP's office, so we do need to be sorting that out before it gets out of control. So we will we're getting so close to doing this, we might as well just get things sorted now. So let's have a look at what we've got for promotions in terms of our nurses. We've got a few here trained in general diagnosis who I'm going to promote now, and I think we might have some doctors who are also trained in general diagnosis that I can promote. We got any ready? We've got one there at level 1, so we can do that, and then we'll pop all of this lot in a training room and train them in diagnosis level 2. And we are about to get our objectives complete. We're going to start another research project. We're starting to bring a lot of those out now, so that is really, really good to see. Another psychiatry might be a good idea actually, but I'm going to leave it for now, and these 2 will be trained in radiology with a guest trainer. In fact, because we've got an emergency and I know I have 2 psychiatry trained doctors here, we're going to add in very quickly another psychiatry. Well, there we go. We've got our 2-star objectives. We've unlocked the luxury sofa. Ooh, I like that. And then the next step is going to be a long slog. We need to get a staff morale of 90%, a cure rate of 90%, a hospital value of 5 million, which we've already smashed, and cure 600 patients. So we're going to do a lot of jumping ahead. I actually don't have any developments planned other than just training staff and stuff. So there's, yeah, this is kind of going to be a let's jump ahead some more and see how we're getting on, and lots of things like that happening, because right now this is flowing pretty nicely. I'm really happy with how things are. Our curate is pretty strong, and our staff morale is just the only other thing we need to do, and we can sort that out by just giving them pay rises, making sure that they're trained. And because we've got a really good flow here and our staff is pretty well kind of developed and fleshed out, we've decorated the hospital really well, so we're doing well across the board in that sense as well. And yeah, there's not really a lot more for us to do here other than make sure we are keeping up with the treatment pathway for things. So yeah, I think we can jump ahead quite significantly. We'll try and get some really good awards done, and yeah, we will just continue to move ahead with things. What I might do is, let's see if we can just change things around a little bit, because I don't like this psychiatry being here. I think what we can do is, let's see, what can we do? I've got a plan. We're going to put this psychiatry over here in this little gap there. Actually, let me have a quick think here, because if we pick up this gift shop and put it here for now, just so it's out of the way, we can then move this surgery over to here. Then we can put this psychiatry here. And then the gift shop can go back in this little cubby right here. There we go, that keeps everything looking nice and fresh, and we've got a little bit of a gap going there. Obviously this mega scanner isn't in the best of positions, so what I'll do is we will also just pick up this fluid analysis, move it to here for now. Again, temporary change. We'll get this GP's office, and we will sorry, not that one, this one. Just edit that. I've got a staff resignation warning that we're just going to need to turn our attention to very quickly. Then we can grab this GP's office, move it to here, like so. Grab the mega scanner, pop it down there, and then finally the fluid accelerator we can move to this little corner here. Tiny little corridor there, which is a little bit unnecessary. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it functional by rotating the mega scanner, which means we can pop a few chairs and stuff down there, and we can just proceed with our new objectives. Oh, pest control, finally a new room demand. We're not going to do the promotions or anything, and you can see those research tasks are being completed super quick now, so I'm going to actually have them generate kudos instead, and try and unlock some of the other items. Rich Vacuum has decided to stay after all, which is good. And then let's put down our pest control. Now pest control I can't fit in there, so we'll see if we can find somewhere else for this second fluid accelerator, fluid analysis. I'll put it there for now, so that's just out of the way a little bit, because I don't see the need to move and expand into new areas of the hospital when we've got space here that we can make use of. I'm gonna have to rotate the mega scanner, frustratingly, so we'll just pop that up there and shift it around, and then we will add in our pest control right here. And again, it's another room for treatment-based doctors to work into, which means they'll continue to generate experience and hopefully get those promotions that we need them. So we're going to put that fluid accelerator there, and then again we will move the gift shop down here. There we go, nice and easy. Okay, right, we've cured 53 out of 600 patients already, and you can see queues are starting to form. So it might well be a good idea for us to actually finally expand a little bit. We are running out of space, but I suppose what we can do is we can eliminate a few areas here and continue to add bits on. But for now, we're going to jump ahead a little bit, see how the queues do, promote our staff and train our staff. I'm going to leave it till the end of the year and see how we get on, because if these queues do start to get out of control, we are going to need to do something about it. But what we could do is just tank our reputation again by boosting our prices to the maximum level, but I think it's going to be better if we actually put some effort into this and expand into a new area. So we'll jump ahead a little bit. I am going to actually unlock plot 18 here, and then I'll also unlock this plot, and we'll grab this one and this one. So we've got another new area there unlocked. I'm going to refuse to promote them. In fact, why did I do that? Let's unlock this side first. So we'll not build, we'll just leave everything down that side unoccupied for now. It's blocked off, so it shouldn't be too much of a problem. In fact, we could just continue unlocking plots until we've got all of them unlocked, but I want to just keep it as it is for now. So there we go. That gives us a lot more space to work with. What I'll do is I'll start continuing to promote staff members and train them, and we will see you at the end of the year for the awards season, and then I'll immediately jump to the end of the next year and see how we're getting on. So as you can see, at the end of this year, we've won a load of awards, and I have started developing into new areas of the hospital. We've got a load of queues and stuff starting to form because our reputation's gotten so good, but we are doing okay. We've got the psychiatry queues have come down, and it was mainly because I was having people diagnosed and treated in that one singular psychiatry room, which meant the psychiatrists were just topped out with loads of stuff to do. So we are going to continue developing. I'm going to put in a load more rooms. We need more GPs officers to try and trim down these queues somewhat. So we've got that done. We've got people set up to start training, and we're just going to copy a fair few of these so that we can keep getting people on the start of their treatment pathway. And yeah, it's all going to be fine. There's nothing really pressing to worry about. The queues will come and go, and we'll get everything sorted. But yeah, it's all going to be about developing and moving forward with things, making sure that these corridors are nice and spacious, and probably adding in another reception desk here actually. So let's put in a new reception pod on this side, and another one there, and another one there, and there. And yeah, that's great. So we can certainly put in a load more staff members to work in that area. Rich Vacuum's really unhappy, so we'll promote him, and that solves that issue. And then we'll just continue to grow into this new area of the hospital. We can also just have a look at where we've also got other queues forming. It is mainly GPs officers at the moment, so we're going to continue to copy those. We'll put a nice new area here for GPs officers, and we'll just continue to copy and paste them in so that we've got as many as we can possibly fit in this new little space here. And then we'll move on to the end of the next year. We've already cured a sixth of the patients that we've got, so that target should be eaten away pretty quickly, and then it's about getting our cure rate back up and making sure that everything is running smoothly again. You can see the health of our patients has dropped significantly, and that is mainly because we have a lack of treatment pathway. It's kind of gotten a little bit confused and stuck, so we need to get back on and sort that. I'm going to hire a load more janitors as well, because as you can see, we have a little bit of an issue here developing, but it shouldn't take us long to get that all under control. It's mainly because the buildings that I had here were blocking off access, and it just let things get out of control completely. So we're going to get that sorted as quick as we can and get everything back under control. I'm going to bring in a few more nurses as well, because they can come across a load of different areas and work in various different fields. And if I have another doctor who is trained or not trained, that's good. So we'll continue on our staff training pathway, and I will see you at the end of this year. So another year has passed, and we have almost got another clean sweep. No deaths continues to evade us though, which, you know, I'm kind of expecting. We have got a load of queues in general practice though, but other than that, things aren't going too badly. We're nailing these objectives, we're curing those patients, but that's going to take quite some time. Our hospital value has decreased due to the number of deaths that we've had. I've also turned on the automatic promotion of staff members because that has gotten a little bit out of control. We are going to boost our prices a little bit just to bring our reputation back down. and give our hospital value a little bit of a boost and try and get this under control. I'm not sending any patients home. We're not at that stage yet. The queues aren't too bad, although they look pretty extravagant. We're doing pretty well on them. I'm going to copy my cardiology though, because that is now starting to get some fairly sizable queues there. So we're going to bring some more patients down to this area of the hospital for the further diagnosis and development of their treatment, and everything is looking okay. So we're going to jump ahead to the end of the next year, get these upgraded, and continue our training pathway, which may involve adding in some more training rooms so that we can speed through those things. I will see you at the end of another year. Okay, so I'm going to be the first to admit that I've made a huge mistake in adjusting those prices, because our reputation being great and our prices being so low has led to a snarl up, which has then, as a consequence, led me to losing a lot of money, getting queue issues all over the place and having to readjust my prices, send a load of people home. We've now got about 15 or 16 GPs offices. There's queues all over the place, so I've just had to send pretty much 80% of my patients home so that we can try and get this back under control. The cure rate tanked so badly, it was absolutely awful. We have, however, cured 439 of our 600 patients, but our hospital value, again, as a result of failing cures, killing people, and yeah, all of that resultant stuff has led us to a really bad path. I tried playing around with my diagnosis thresholds, which just led to making things worse. Fast tracking the treatment decision didn't work. Staff leaving rooms when idle is now on, and yeah, promoting staff automatically. I'm going to leave that on. But yes, this is one of the major issues that I ran into, was just the queues got so bad and it just became an absolute nightmare. I've put in a large toilet block over here. Other than that, not much else has changed. Unfortunately, our helixer ended up exploding. I've hired a load of new janitors to try and cope with the issue here. And you can see this room here was a bad take, in my opinion. But we are going to very quickly run out of money if we don't sort out these issues very, very quickly. And it's going to be very difficult to continue this level if we don't get things sorted quickly. I'm not sure why no janitors are coming down into this little room. It is a bit crazy down here, so I'm going to need to sort out some of that very, very quickly. We've done some training. Money is coming in a little bit though, so we can sort this out. I will see you at the end of the year, and we'll see how we're getting on after that, see if we can actually recover some of this problematic time that we found ourselves in. And yeah, it's suddenly gotten very, very tough, and we are going to need to sort out a few of these issues. Rich Vacuum is very, very upset at this moment in time. We can give him a pay review and just satisfy that in the hope that that helps him out, and we'll also send him on a break. But you can see there we've now dropped into debt, so hopefully we can sort this out. The reason the ugly environment is there, Rich, is that you're not doing your job. So if you could come in here and get stuff done, that would be really useful. Don't make me hire another janitor. You can see that it's gotten very, very out of control down here. So we're going to try and sort a few of those issues out. I'll see if I can maybe pick some janitors out and get that sorted, because it's not looking good at this moment in time, and this level did get very tough very quickly. So let's see if we can just pick up a few more janitors, and we'll drop them into this building here and get them working. See if we can sort this all out, and I will see you at the end of the year. Okay, we've made it to the end of the year, and we've still managed to win a lot of awards. Obviously, no deaths eludes us, and I have not actually done any research this year, so we're going to have to get that back on and potentially use it to bring in some more money again. I've considered actually expanding and getting another research department so that we can run multiple research projects in one go. But for now, I mean, we're starting to pull that money back. We're making a lot of money again. Our reputation will suffer because of it, and I think that is definitely a lesson learned, because that got nightmarish, and I think if it had kept going the way that it was going, we definitely would have failed. So at the moment we have patients. We've got 201 patients in here at the moment, 202. It's starting to increase again, but we've at least managed to get things slightly under control. Our cure rate, as you can see, has gone right back up to just below 90%, and we are starting to get a handle on things yet again. Hopefully, though, we can continue on with our training and boost things back up, but our value has suffered hugely because of this. So if we can get some more general practice trained doctors in here, we'll be able to get that back up and running, stop the queues from getting out of control again. You can see there's a lot of demand for GPs. We don't have a great deal of them in here at this moment in time, so we're going to hire a few more. I think if we can get up to 40 doctors, I will leave it at that for the time being, and we'll just train them all in general practice and hope that we can avoid any further issues. Again, continuing to get staff resignation warnings, so we're going to continue to send these janitors on a break and satisfy their pay. We'll give them all like a 3% raise, and that should help. And as soon as we get in some more doctors, we'll hire them and start their training pathways to GPs, because that's essentially what we need right now. We need to get all of that sorted. We do continue to get some doctors getting promotions and stuff, so that is good. It means we are gaining experience at a good rate. We just need to make sure that we are keeping on top of all of the training and just allowing our staff to grow a little bit quicker. Hopefully things will get sorted, but we do, once again, we drop into almost into debt, but we're not doing too badly on that front. So we're going to start a research project to generate some cash, and we're just going to continue that, and hopefully we can get some patients cured, we can keep our staff happy, and then eventually we'll be able to give them a big pay raise. But this hospital value, we need to get that under control and increase that again. So we'll continue jumping on. Like last time I did jump ahead a couple of years, I might have to do the same here, because once again these objectives are just about churning out. I don't intend to expand the hospital any further. I've already got space that I can move into if necessary, but this isn't necessary. We are topped out right now, and basically the actual treatment part of it is good. It's the diagnosis queues that we need to bring down, and that can only happen by continuing to train our staff. So that's the next plan. Okay, so we've just ticked over. Everything's kind of looking a little bit better now. We've sorted out our staff pay. We're just going to give all of our staff a nice pay rise. Hopefully that'll get the staff morale up to 90%, and then if we can keep that cure rate at around about 90%, we should be good. It's been tough. I definitely overexerted myself in expanding the hospital. We were playing it safe all the way through, and then as soon as we got close to that 2-star objective, I thought we'd be okay, but we weren't. We really messed that up, and it's taken a while to recover. The money has tanked a lot, and yeah, it's not been good. It really hasn't. And that was my fault. I got cocky. I thought I was doing well, and it turns out I was doing well in my own kind of way, but not in the way that the game wanted, and I was punished for it, and that can happen. So don't grow too quickly. If you're building slow and going within your means, just take it a year at a time. That's exactly what I should have done, but for the sake of actually getting through the level and completing those objectives, I got greedy, and I wasn't growing in the rate that I was at the beginning of the level, and we really suffered for it. As you can see, we only have 90 patients in the hospital now, which is really helping us move through that treatment pathway as smoothly as possible. The queues at the GP's offices have all come down very well, and yeah, so in future I will be doing it the way that I did in the first part of this level, and yeah, just making sure that we grow within our means and don't grow too quickly, because that's exactly where things went wrong, and they did go wrong very quickly and almost catastrophically. And there we have it, 3-star objectives done. We've unlocked the Ooze tank and earned an achievement for earning 54 gold stars. So that is the Bigfoot DLC completed. We're going to go over to our map and we'll talk about what's next. So in the DLC queue, I believe the next DLC, here we are, is this it? Pebbly Reef, that's going to be our next level. So next up, it's Pebbly Reef, the first level from the Pebbly Island expansion. Topless Mountain and Overgrowth will be the following ones. So I hope you enjoyed this. It was a little bit stressful for me at times, but I'm glad we got through it. So thank you all again for watching. I really appreciate it, and I will see you next time. Bye bye.